This is obviously not a ride video. I'm going to present to you a manufacturer of panniers that you may or may not have heard of. There's lots of good products out there, and I'm not saying that others are bad. But in every industry, there's usually one manufacturer or person whose products always rises to the top. I believe that there are materials and features from this manufacturer that I don't see in the current crop of panniers that are available. I'm going to limit this discussion to those types of panniers that connect to racks with hooks. So this is not going to include any bike packing or commuting or any other type of specialized panniers. Here are a few disclaimers. This company or business is no longer making any products. This may be a showstopper to many, and I totally understand. This is based entirely on my opinion and experience and observations in my short 16 years of long-distance touring. I've been riding bicycles for 42 years, so I'm not a beginner at this, but I can always learn. I'm not paid by anyone to say any of this. I just want to share my knowledge and experience to others. I can hear yourself complaining now. Why should I watch a video about a product I can probably not even begin to purchase nowadays? Well, I think it's important to know what other people's ideas were about how to build panniers. Once again, I'll stress that these are some features I still don't see today. I also believe it's nice to know that there are some people that cared enough to go the extra mile to produce a product that is perhaps a notch above others. Lastly, I believe that there's little independent information on the web about this particular manufacturer. In 2006, I started laying the groundwork for a cross-country trip in 2008 on the Trans Am route. My previous experience up to then had been on a converted Trek 870 with some 1980s era Cannondale panniers, but knew I wanted something newer and better. After many months of research and talking to many people, doing lots of investigation on Crazy Guy on a Bike, talking to different regular manufacturers and custom manufacturers, I settled on a Bruce Gordon custom rock and road touring bike and panniers from Robert Beckman Designs. Well, who was Robert Beckman? Here you can see his website. It's at robertbeckmandesigns.net. Now he is retired, so he probably wants to stay retired. So please don't call him. So Robert Beckman was a custom builder of bicycles, panniers, and racks, as you can see here on his website. You can see some of his work. Here it is. He worked primarily in steel, lug bikes. They were just really beautiful bikes. He had a whole philosophy of for touring what he called the advanced touring method. And that basically boiled down to what he called the 3 W's, wind, weight, and wheels. And if you optimize each one of those, then you'll have the best system. So he always tried to design his bicycles to work with the racks, to work with the panniers, so that they work perfectly for the type of touring that you wanted to do. He also toyed with budget touring, wanting to make things always lighter and better. If you notice here, he experimented early with, well, what if we just went minimalist? Now, of course, this is not one of his racks, but he toyed with putting almost like a marine grade plywood on the side of a rack. Now, this probably looks similar to what you might see in current bike packing setups, where people are using minimalist racks. And here they use, Robert Beckman used little nylon lashes to lash a dry bag onto a rack. And it worked really quite well. Here, if you looked at his ultralight panniers, that looks very similar to what bike packers are doing now. Now you've got to remember, this was back in the 80s, ever before bike packing was even thought of. Moving on, he did build some custom bikes. Here we'll look at his frame and rack details. Let's see, bear with me for a second. There you can see some of the lug work that he did was just exquisite. Here he even put in a stone inlay if you really wanted to have something like that. He also built his racks were just absolutely gorgeous. They were all fillet braised or fillet filled, just exquisite. Absolutely smooth welds. When you painted them, they just were absolutely gorgeous. Just take a look at this rack. I mean, just really unique for the bicycle, and exactly how this person wanted to have it designed for them. Here's a little bit close-up of the joinery on some of his racks. Now I have what's called the Discovery panniers, and it's here in the Discovery models, and I believe it's called the Horizons. It's probably one of his more popular models, and I've been extremely happy with it. Now, I don't know when this price came out, but basically you get a rack and pannier system with ATS touring racks, and ATS stands for his Advanced Touring System, for $1,250. I'm not sure about when that price was, but as I remember saying, he's retired. So I remember I bought mine for about $800 used. I got 4 panniers, handlebar bag, and the racks. So I might encourage you to come out here and take a look at his site, because it's a great read, but it will take you a while to get through it, because he does have a lot of information out there that's really quite relevant even to today. All right, so let's move on, and I'll show you what I think of the set of panniers I have. These are examples from 2 different sets of Robert Beckman designed panniers that I own. The smaller set, I'm not exactly sure what the name of those is, but obviously you can see that their carrying capacity is a little bit less. My larger set are called the Discovery Horizon panniers. I recently emailed Robert Beckman, and he pegged these as being a version of the Horizons. Now you have to remember that when Robert Beckman makes panniers, they fall into a particular category, but since they are so customized for the individual person, no two could actually be the same. So we're going to put these aside, and we're going to bring those out and show you some of the differences between these and my Discoveries. I purchased this set, and the rack and the bags definitely go together. They work as a system. I purchased these in 2007 for approximately $700 to $800 off of a gentleman in Oregon. I got both front and rear panniers, a handlebar bag, and 2 racks to go with those. When I bought them, I believe they were probably about 15 years old at the time, based on when Robert Beckman was making these type of panniers. I've had them for about 15, maybe 16 years myself, so these are approximately about 35 years old and holding up really well. You may notice they don't have any logo on them. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but I guess it's kind of neat because they definitely won't attract any attention to them whatsoever. Since this is a system, I want to talk briefly about the rack. This is my Robert Beckman front rack. It is made of 4130 hollow chrome moly steel. It's not aluminum, it's not stainless steel, and it's not titanium. Now with that comes one penalty. It is a little bit heavier than most racks. This rack weighs 2 pounds 10 ounces. But you may say, well, why chrome moly steel? Well, chrome moly steel can be welded and fixed by anyone around the world in case you ever do get into some problems. Fewer people may know how to weld aluminum or titanium. This rack is built like a fine bicycle. Every weld, I use the term weld incorrectly. This has been brazed, and it also has been fillet brazed using brass or silver. So every one of these joints are super smooth, just like you would find on a very high-end custom-made frame. Just absolutely gorgeous to look at. There's no protrusions, no nasty welds whatsoever. It also allows it to be modified. So I've actually had this rack modified by another custom builder I don't actually have it here, but I can actually put a decular here, and have added some extra tabs up here in the front where I can mount lights. Now the way this one mounts is, this is at the fork dropout, this is the mid fork braze-on, and that's all it really takes. Now you may ask, well, why are these extra braze-ons like here and here and here? Well, when Robert Beckman designed his bags, and I will show you this later, he designed them so they have multiple clips. But one feature he added to these was the ability to actually lock the pannier to the rack. So I have a sample clip here. If you envision this being the clip on the back of a pannier, you can actually open this little lever, you put your bags on, close the lever, and then screw this down and tighten it. So what that does is there's no way any upward force, I'm pushing upward here, could ever cause that pannier to come off the rack. Ever. Very, very solid. Now, I've actually moved away from this because it makes putting the pannier on and off a little bit more difficult. But as you'll see, I have another foolproof way that my pannier will never come off the rack. This also had the ability, the feature to make it really secure. One other feature you may have missed here, if you notice there's little tiny loops underneath this top bar. That's so you can put nylon webbing straps through, and that really makes things a lot easier when you want to lash things to your top rack. And of course this rack also does have braze-ons for front fender stays, which may or may not find on some racks today. So it's a heck of a rack. When I sent my rack to Bruce Gordon, he said, because I actually wanted him to make a bike for me, he said, "Are you going to carry an elephant on this thing?" So I thought that was kind of interesting, but it's a very strong rack. So the racks and panniers from Robert Beckman are meant to work as one system. It's just not, we're going to make bags that work for any racks, or racks that might work for any bags. Yes, this rack is a little bit heavy at 2 pounds 10 ounces. I'm currently in the process working with another custom builder to make me a set of lighter racks that will work on one of my other touring bicycles, so that I can reduce this weight but not lose any of the strength, versatility, or functionality. Perhaps I'll make another video of that when I get those racks in and get them mounted to do a comparison between the two. I will briefly show you the handlebar bag that I also purchased along with the panniers. I believe that this bag is a little dated, and there are other manufacturers that make things perhaps a little more versatile, but I'll show it to you anyway, just so you can see what I got. It's a very small bag. It is kind of aerodynamically shaped, which a lot of them are today's, but who really cares about aerodynamics? We're on a touring bike. So it does have one compartment. If you've noticed on the inside, I've used election boards that you'll find people advertising, and I line the interior with that along with Velcro, and I can adjust these so I actually can create compartments on the inside of handlebar bags, and you can create it to fit anything you want. It really keeps things organized and keeps them from flopping around, and makes it a lot easier to find the things quickly inside your bags. It has just really one main compartment. It does have a separate map compartment here, which is nice. It's got a little sleeve underneath you can put some things in. The whole map case does come off, which is nice. Unfortunately, the way that this one works is that the original attachment method was this quick release lever here. By moving this little blue lever, you could take it off the bike. But unfortunately, this only fits bars that are 25 millimeters in width or diameter. So that really won't work today on a lot of today's handlebars. So what I did is I added this bar here, and this fits what's called a decular mount, where your bag is actually supported by a rack in front of over the top of your front wheel, and these little posts go into holes in some pipes that come up. And it's a really nice way to do it because it lowers the center of gravity of your bag on your bicycle and makes things a lot easier getting in and out of since it's not above your bars. But when I go on my longer tours, I will use a decular style bag from Giles Berthoud, which I highly recommend. I'm not going to show in this one, but if you want to look them up, it's called Giles Berthoud. Really neat leather bag. So that's really about all I have to say about their bag. About Robert Beckman's bag. I don't use it much anymore. It did come with a nice integral cover, which has a view through so you can see the maps on the top, and it did come with a shoulder strap. So that's all. What type of attachment method do you have on your pannier? Take a look at it and let's compare it to what I have on the Robert Beckman. Now originally, the Robert Beckman panniers, I'll show you this one quickly. The old style was just a bunch of hooks. As you can see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that worked out really well, but it made it a little more difficult to get the pannier on and off because it had some type of locking strap. These are on my smaller panniers. Or you had the locking bar. I wanted a quick release mechanism, so here's what I did. On my Discovery panniers, I purchased the Arkel top hook mounting system. You can purchase this separately. Now, and then I added 2 hooks at the bottom as well. Now what's the one thing here you don't see that you see on so many other panniers? That answer is plastic hooks. There are no plastic hooks on this. This is aluminum bar. These are aluminum top hooks. And I have some thin steel vinyl coated bottom hooks. That means I can have many more stress cycles of this pannier stressing each one of the hooks as it goes down the road, and my failure will not occur. If it does occur, it will occur much later in life than it would if you had a plastic hook. Now I know a lot of people use panniers with plastic hooks and they say, well, I've gone 20,000 miles or 30,000 miles. I totally get it. You've been lucky. We all know that aluminum or metal is stronger than plastic. So why risk any possibility of it failing? And yes, I've watched videos where people have panniers with plastic hooks, and then you see them bungee cording the panniers or using zip ties until they can get a replacement hook. But I'm not a big fan of plastic hooks. One of the other big features you see here that you won't see in a lot of panniers is 4 hooks that actually engage the rack in 4 different locations. What does that do? That distributes the stress across the whole pannier. You now, instead of having 2 primary locations that take up the stress of the weight, you now have 4. That makes it much more secure. Another added bonus of this Arkel mounting system is I now have some quick release cams. Now unfortunately these are plastic. I'm not a big fan of that, but I've not had any problems with that whatsoever. And the plastic there's only to keep the bar and the hook together. So there's no way the pannier can jump up and down. With 2 of them, I feel less likely that if one fails, my pannier is still not going to have any chance of coming off. I've also used their included bungee cord with a stainless steel hook, which also keeps down force of the hooks against the top of the bars, horizontal bars of the rack. So that also reduces any chance of the pannier moving or jumping around on the rack. So I think it's a good system. It may be overkill for some, but if I'm going downhill at 40 miles an hour on my touring bike, I don't want to think about my panniers ever moving or coming off. let's take a look and see how this pannier mounts to this rack. Now I'll try to put the pannier on the rack. I'm going to do this kind of sideways, but so it may not be as fluid as you think it would be if I was doing this, with it on the ground. So just got to engage the bungee, engage the lower racks, do the cams. There we go, and it's on. So as you can see, there's no way that this pannier is going to come off of this rack whatsoever, because I have two cams on the underneath of it, and I also have two hooks holding it on this way. So that is a very, very secure connection method. Let's compare my smaller pannier attachment to my larger ones. Now this is my Bruce Gordon bicycle, and here I actually have an authentic Bruce Gordon rack. Now, as you heard before, Robert Beckman and Bruce Gordon worked together for a while, so these bags actually will work on these racks really well. So as you can see, the bags here have multiple clips on the top bar. I've got one here on the middle bar, and then on the lower one I have one here and then one back here in the back. Now the way that these are actually held on is it has a little nylon strap that loops underneath the bottom bar, and then you just tighten that, and that's what keeps the bag, the hooks of the bag, on the rack. So that one's actually very secure as well. Perhaps not as secure as my Discovery panniers, but that's just fine. I do have one last request. If anyone has a Bruce Gordon rack that they want to sell, I would sure like to get one and put it on the back of my Bruce Gordon bicycle, because I'm just using a regular tubus here. I failed to purchase the Bruce Gordon matching rack with this bike when I got it in 2007. The next important feature I believe that these panniers have that I find advantageous is the stiffener. So if we take the inside of the pannier apart a little bit, we can pull this down. If you can see right here, this is aluminum. It's not plastic. It was originally a 1/16 of an inch thick, and I've actually increased it to be 1/8 of an inch thick. So what does that do? Well, the stiffener is really important for a pannier because it helps distribute the weight. It also helps keep the shape, and it also helps keep things from moving around inside. If your whole pannier is flexing as you go down the road, that can upset the handling of the bicycle. It also makes them for very secure attachments of the all-important hooks that are on the back of your pannier. So I find aluminum stiffener to be a really good feature of these panniers that I don't see on a lot of panniers today. It also adds just minimal weight. So I think it's a good feature to have. While we're looking at the inside of the pannier, how many times have you opened up your pannier to find something and it looks like you're looking into a black hole? Well, I want you to look into this one. There's not a ton of light here. There are some shadows, but the interior of this pannier, it's white. It's not all black. That makes a huge, huge difference in trying to find anything in your panniers. I don't know why a lot of manufacturers don't do that nowadays. And it's not just the main compartment. All the smaller compartments, they're all white. It makes it so much easier to do. Yes, it adds extra expense, but I don't really like black holes. So a white interior, I think, is a really good feature. These panniers have a few more features I want to cover. And that is the first one is they have compression straps built in. So you can easily secure and tighten down your load so that nothing moves around. Any movement of the crap inside your panniers can be introduced as vibrations or movement and upset the handling of your touring bike. Plus, they can also be used to hang out your laundry. As you can see, I've put here just an old shirt on, but it makes it really easy. You can just hang out your laundry, then take it off, and you're done. So the compression straps are a really neat little feature. Yes, they do make getting in and out of certain parts of your pannier a little bit slower, but I prefer to have things a little bit more secure. The other feature is you don't see a lot of protruding pockets outside the boundary of the pannier itself. They're kind of like internal pockets. So you see I have one top pocket that only goes down a little bit, which is nice. You can put your frequently accessed items here. Then we'll turn it here on the side a little bit. I'll undo the compression straps. You have a lower compartment on this side you can get into, plus you have access to that same compartment on the opposite side of the pannier. So no matter whether you get to the front or the back, it's really a pass-through compartment, which is kind of cool. Then it has a middle compartment, which is not the main compartment, and it's just kind of open, which is really nice. You can put food and other items you might need to get at quickly here. As you can see, all these are still in white. Excuse me. White interior to access things, so you can see things a lot easier. And then the main compartment opens up as well, and it has a divider that you can zip up to subdivide this further if you want. And of course it's all white interior as well. As you can see, all the zippers are heavy-duty YKK zippers, and I've never had a problem with any of the zippers on this pannier whatsoever. What do I not like about these panniers? They're not waterproof. I know that may absolutely kill some people that they are not waterproof. But, here's my but. I bet a lot of people that have waterproof panniers put many of their items within stuff sacks and then they put them in the panniers. For organization, it just makes sense. So if you're doing all that, why not just use waterproof stuff sacks? That's what I do in these panniers. And I don't have any real problem with that. But I do have pannier covers, waterproof pannier covers, and these are from Arkel. And I just put them over the panniers and it works great. And it keeps some water out really well. Even if I'm in, huge downpours and rains, I've not had a real big problem with that. The clips on the back. No, they're not easily adjustable as some. But how often do you change those clips? Here I've got to undo a set screw underneath in order to move mine. But once you set it up, you're done. These bags do take racks that can accommodate the two lower clips. I challenge you to find very many racks out there that will accommodate two of these clips on the lower so you can distribute the weight and have it very secure. Many of them just have a little S-bar that comes down, and the whole bottom of the pannier is just allowed to just flex all over the place. And that happens because it has a plastic stiffener, number one, but two, they really don't have a good way to secure the bottom part of the pannier, which I think is just as important as securing the top part of the pannier. The compression straps. Yes, they do slow down the ability to get into some of the pockets quickly, but it's not a race. Who cares if it takes me another 10 seconds to get into my panniers and then secure the compression straps down again. These are not as lightweight as some. That may kill some people. I believe this is my right rear pannier, and it weighs 3 pounds 12 ounces. I've looked at other panniers and they're not too far off from this. that may kill some people because they want to go minimalist, and that's fine. I'm not talking about minimalist panniers here. I'm talking about panniers for long trips where you're not as concerned about the weight as you are about the reliability and not having any issues on the road. I guess one of the last complaints I have is Robert Beckman doesn't make the stuff anymore. It's kind of a shame. I think he makes some really wonderful stuff. I'm lucky to have a set of these, or actually a couple set of these, because they've actually served me well for thousands of miles and at least 3 cross-country trips. So I can't say enough good things about them. Are they perfect? No, they're not perfect. Are they for everybody? No, because you can't find them anymore, hardly, and they're not made. But I just want to let you know that here's something that was made that might be a little different and give you ideas of what to look for. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this information useful, so please leave your comments below. I'll leave you with this video of me riding my Co-Motion Americano with the pinion drive on the Southern Tier earlier this year. And of course, I have my Robert Beckman panniers and racks for this entire trip.
Point the camera, just keep it pointed at me as you go forward. Any words of wisdom for the camera? Touring is great. Everybody should do it if you're physically capable. Okay, that's good. Thank you.